Hello everyone, my name is Laura Gabriela Cortés Becerra. I'm going to apply for the for two positions in fact. The first one, international onboarding consultant, and the second one, international support consultant. So in order to do a good interview, I'm going to put here the questions that you gave me to the interview. I'm going to read it before telling you the answer, and let's begin. So, as I told you, my name is Laura Gabriela Cortés Becerra. I'm 25 years old. I'm 25 years old. I studied at Javeriana University. I did two majors. The first one was social communication, and the second one I was working as a teacher. I have my degree in modern languages, so I did two careers. At the same time, I do two internships. I work at Gimnasio Moderno School in Montessori, and also I worked in Caracol Radio in the program 6 AM Hoy por Hoy con Gustavo Gómez. I worked as a producer, but also I was working as a journalist during the weekends. So that's what I did. In the last year, I was working as a teacher in the school United Christian Language Academy. That was a really good experience. I really enjoy it. I work with children and they teach me a lot of things about religion. That was very Christian school, so that was a really good experience. I really enjoy it. I learned a lot from the children. Also, I learned a lot from my partners. That was an amazing experience. So that was the job that I did the last year, and now I'm really happy to apply for virtual gym. The next question is, where are you applying to work with virtual gym? Well, I have my profile on LinkedIn, and Camila, one of the recruiters, sent me a message. She told me that they were searching people for work in these two positions. She explained me everything, and as soon as I saw the positions, as soon as I saw everything that you offer, I said, I need to do it. I must do it. For three important reasons. The first one, I really enjoy what you offer. The second one, I'm really happy with the fact that it's going to be a remote type of work. And the third one is that I'm going to have quality of time also with my family, and I'm going to be in contact with other people from my house, maybe from other places, sorry, and I'm really happy with that fact. So, the main reason I think that was the things that you offered that I'm going to do in the two positions make me really happy. I'm going to help people. I'm going to solve the problems. I'm going to be able to connect them with other areas. So that makes me really happy. And it's something that you saw and you feel you need to do it. Well, that's what happened to me. And I said, I really need to present my pre-interview, and I hope doing it in the best way possible because I really want to work here. The next question is, why should we hire you? You should hire me because I have a lot of things to offer to the enterprise or to the app. The first one is I'm a real responsible person. I love doing my job. I'm a really workaholic person. I think that you will see that later in another answer. But I'm a really workaholic person. I really enjoy working independently, but also I love working with people around me. I'm really open-minded, which means that I'm really open to suggestions. If you think that my job needs to improve in any aspect, you can tell me because I'm going to be open to that. I'm not a perfect person, so I always trying to improve everything that I do, and this is one of my biggest qualities. Also, that when I do something, I always need to finish it. I'm perfectionist, so at the same time, I know how to work with a lot of types of people. Maybe if you want that I work with children, if you want that I work with teenagers, with adults, with old people, I can attend everyone in the same way, with the same feeling, with the same energy. So I try to always make the people feel comfortable with me, with my personality and with the job that I do, and also I'm sure that you will feel comfortable with my job in the enterprise, and I will create a really good environment around me. Okay, the next question is related to the environment that I would like to work, and it says, do you prefer a structure, semi-structure, unstructured environment, or something else? Well, I prefer a semi-structured environment because I really enjoy, as you said in the question, general goals of my work and how I'm gonna achieve it. But also, I need to, in my opinion, from my standpoint, it's really important to be open to another thing. So if you see my work and you believe that I can work on something else, or maybe, oh, Gabriela, you are perfect to achieve this goal. You can do this, please help me with this. I'm a really multitasking person, so that's really important for me. And I can do plenty of things at the same time without disappointing you. And that is something that I think that really helps other people to have a really good production of my work. And so that's the reason why I think that I can change and I can do everything that you ask me to do. So a semi-structure will be perfect for me. I can change and I'm open to another goals that you can offer me. The next question is, when you get a new smartphone, how do you set it up? Well, it depends on the things that I want to do. For example, when I have my smartphone, the last smartphone, I have been having Apple during my whole life since I was maybe 14, or no, maybe, that was an exaggeration, like 15 years old. So I know how to use it. I'm happy with the fact that it's an Apple, and I know how to do it. But it depends. If it's something specifically that I need to do, I search on the manual or maybe on internet. I ask other people, hey, you can help me with this, or do you know how to do this? For example, in the case of the camera, I sometimes need to fix it, or I need this or this, so I ask to other people how to do it, or call to the person that sold me the iPhone and I ask that person. So it depends on the things that I want to do, in fact. But that's what I do. I mean, something that something is really important for me and that I ask is how long I need to have my iPhone charged to the battery, because I don't wanna damage it. So that is something that I always ask, no matter which type of iPhone I will receive. I always ask that to the person that knows more about this type of technology. The next question is, what is your personal pet peeve? I think that I have two personal pet peeves. The first one is, I'm a really perfectionist person. I mean, it's like something is on me that I need to finish everything that I do in the time that I need to finish it, and I'm going to be concentrate on that. And if you ask me other thing, I will do it. I try to be really organized, and I really feel that I need to have everything under control. So that's what I do. That is a really pet peeve that I have. And another one is that depending on the type of job that I'm doing, I love listen to music, or I love having some like time. So I'm going to leave this work that I'm doing right now for 3 or 2 minutes. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to see if my body is okay. I'm going to take any type of liquid, maybe water or everything. So this is what I do to maintain my concentration. That is something that I have been doing recently. Or sometimes I just stand up, I close my eyes. So I have this like strange ritual to maintain my peace while I'm working, and that's it. I think that's what I can call my pet peeve. The next question is, what is your biggest fear? Wow, definitely my biggest fear will be disappoint anyone, disappoint my family, my job, my students, disappoint someone that has every expectation on me. And if I believe, or if I see under any circumstances that the person is not comfortable with me and I'm not feeling that expectation, that will be terrible for me. So I will feel it. That's like my biggest fear. The next question is, what was the hardest moment in your life and how did you manage it? The hardest moment in my life was when my grandmother and my aunt passed away. That is something really difficult for me because I'm a really emotional person, and I feel the and I feel sometimes alone when that important person is not around me. And I grew up with my aunt and my grandmother, and when they passed away, that was like the death for me. I need to admit it. It was really hard, and for my mom was the worst thing that she could happen. She could pass away. She could experience, and I managed like breathing, like going to the psychologist, talking about my feelings. I'm a really lucky person because everyone that is around me is always giving me love, support, and I feel happy with the people that is around me. So that helped me a lot to pass through this situation. And that was the hardest moment of my life, when I lose two persons in my life that were everything, that teach me so many things. That's what I did. I felt the support of all my people around me. That helped me a lot. You mess it up on a job, miss a deadline, give wrong information to the client, don't follow a process as a talk. Your manager is upset with you and asks to have a meeting with you about it. What do you think happens next, and how do you prepare for such a meeting? Okay, I need that. The first thing that you need to do if you had any type of mistake is you need to assume it. If it was my mistake, I'm not gonna say it was his fault, I was not prepared. No, you need to assume what you did and go with the best intentions to fix it. So it's not about, it doesn't matter what I did, I don't know. Like, okay, maybe you didn't do it intentionally, but you caused any type of problem, so you need to fix it. So the first thing that I will do is I will accept my fault. I will say, what can I do to solve it? Excuse me, it was not my intention. And something that is really important for me is, if I did it, I'm gonna be sure that the same mistake won't repeat again, over and over again. Because when you had a mistake, you need to learn from that mistake and see, okay, if I did this wrong, that won't happen to me again. I think that is one of the purposes of continue improving in your work. So assume what you did and continue working on that and try to fix it as soon as possible. I think that you can feel it. I mean, maybe if I feel it bad, I will feel it, because as I told you, I'm a really emotional person, but also really logical. So I will attend everything that I need to do, and I will fix it as soon as possible. And the last question is, something that I need to tell you is that how I will prepare myself for that meeting. If they told me with a lot of time that we will have a meeting to fix my problem, I will prepare a complete plan to solve this problem, and I will present it to you. And I said, I'm sorry, this is what I propose you to do. This is what I propose to fix it. So I hope that we can do something, or if it's not possible, tell me what I can do to fix it. Now, the last question, explain to you something that is incredibly complex in the simplest way possible. I'm going to talk about the conflict between Ukraine and Russia in a really easy way, and I'm going to say it like as easy as possible and as quickly as possible. I mean, well, we need to understand first that this is not a conflict that just appeared in the last minute. This has been happening a lot, from a long time ago. The first thing that we need to understand is that the dissolution of the URSS was in 1992, and Russia and Kiev were together in the same country. It was called Russia of Kiev. So that was the country that was created Russia. But with the dissolution of the URSS, there was a separation of these two states, and they create Ukraine and Russia as we know in these days. But Putin believes that Ukraine and Russia must be together no matter what. They need to be allies no matter what, because they share a cultural, emotional background, so they need to be together. This is something that we need to maintain in our minds. That is one of the of the feelings of Putin. The second one is that they have been, or when the Russian Federation had tried to maintain the control over Ukraine for so long. I mean, they had the annexation of the Crimea. That was something bad because they cannot do that. That was something that was from Ukraine, and they decided to just tuck away that and have it by themselves in a bad way. In fact, they didn't do anything. They didn't consult to anyone. They just do it. They just believed that Crimea was really important, and it is really important because it's something related to trade. So evidently for Russia, it's really important. So they just decided to tuck away that place and have the annexation by their own, with their own weapons, and that was something that was not a good act. And this is the second thing that they do. They are like trying to get control over Ukraine with their past, the background. Also, they try to take control over the trade that they can do with the annexation of Crimea. And the third one is President Putin signed the independence on Donetsk and Luhansk. Two independent states now in Ukraine, because he decided to help them to do it. Even though a lot of people, the OTAN, United States, Biden told them, you don't need to, you don't have to do this. This is a conflict that is inside Ukraine. You cannot put your hands on, and he just decided to do it. So he's trying to take control over Ukraine with the cultural background. He's trying to take Ukraine with the annexation of Crimea. He's also trying to take control over Ukraine with the independence of independence of two states that were inside Ukraine. And he decided to put a lot of his weapons in these two states with the aim of having control over Ukraine. This is the last step that was organized by Putin to take control over Ukraine. So people need to understand that Ukraine is really important for Russia, and also for trade purposes, cultural purposes. So he doesn't want that Ukraine leave that because of the OTAN, and Ukraine decided to pass the annexation to his politicals to the OTAN, and Putin is not in agreement with that. He doesn't want that Ukraine be inside of the OTAN because he's going to lose a lot of things related to this annexation. So he doesn't want that, and he's going to do everything in his hands to guarantee the independence of Ukraine from the OTAN, and he doesn't want that. So he will do anything. So as we can see, everything that is happening is because Putin has been doing small steps to take the control over Ukraine with the last things that I said. And this is the final step that he is doing right now. He wants the control over Ukraine no matter what happened and no matter what he has to do to obtain it. We hope that this type of thought doesn't include a nuclear weapon. I hope that personally. So I think that is the easiest ways to explain that that Russia really needs Ukraine to maintain a really good ally to his international and financial purposes. So this was my interview. I hope that you like it, and I hope having a really quick response, and I will really happy to work with you in the enterprise.